gave people these 5 beliefs that, to me as a psychologist, look patently false. Once they realise that they're making patently false decisions all the way down, I better mix them up, I thought. So I thought, off the top of my head, just quickly, about 5 minutes, I thought of 5 other questions I could throw in, the odd-numbered questions, just to scatter through that questionnaire. Altogether now, apart from you, I had collected 1,685 psychology students, or people taking a psychology module, beliefs about these strange questions. We get a systematic pattern of responses across all of these questions. And these are just ones I made up. Intelligence tests produce future income. 2/3 of people don't believe that. Brain functions lost after head injury can be recovered. Nearly 4 in 5 people have the optimistic belief that yes, you can knock half your brain out and the other half can cope. Hypnosis can uncover lost memories. Again, 4 out of 5. Familiar sounds and voices can help people away from coma. 4 out of 5. People choose pets that reflect their personality. 2 out of 3. So even though these were just arbitrary things I just thought of, I've actually tacked on some more consistent, canonical, stereotypical beliefs about psychology. And I'm going to go through these. Intelligence tests predict future income. 2/3 of people say no, load of rubbish intelligence tests. They don't predict future income. But here's the truth. Here's the psychological fact. Intelligence tests taken before the age of 18 do predict income in future life. That's the sad fact, and that's why psychologists are so interested in them. And my reason for claiming that is a paper published in 2006 by Spencer in the journal Intelligence. And here's the title: Intelligence and Socioeconomic Success, a meta-analytic review of longitudinal research. Very jargon-loaded title. Doesn't actually give the answer. What a meta-analytic review of longitudinal research is he didn't do these studies, he didn't go out and collect any intelligence measures. He said he went and looked at every single paper that was published, normally it doesn't say when, but over a range of years, that looked at intelligence tests taken in late teens but before the age of 18, and socioeconomic success measured several years later to look at the association. So he reviewed all of the published literature on this. When he added up the number of people that have been tested, it was 58,758. This is one of the biggest psychological studies I've come across. Nearly 60,000 people's data has gone into this analysis. And he found that the correlation between their intelligence test score below the age of 18 and the level of education they went on to, the highest point at which they got educated. So did they stop at high school? Did they go on to do a graduate degree, apprenticeship, master's degree, PhD, 2 PhDs? The correlation is 0.56. That's a very, very strong correlation for such a large study. Now that doesn't mean that every clever person went on and got a PhD. No. It means that we can predict, if you square that number, we can predict about 36% of the variance in educational outcome by knowing how clever they are. Well, you say, well, that's obvious. Clever people are going to succeed at school and carry on, whereas the ones who are less clever get filtered out of the educational system. Isn't that obvious? Isn't that acceptable? He also found a correlation between IQ and occupation that's less strong now, 0.45. So we're explaining just under a quarter of the variance in occupational level. There are accepted ways of classifying occupations in terms of socioeconomic success. So some occupations are higher rated than others. Intelligence test scores before the age of 18 do predict roughly where you'll end up on that continuum. And again, you might say, well, of course, I mean, you've got better educated people coming out, they're going to get the better jobs. You can't be a judge if you left school at 17. Judges earn lots of money. And of course, it's noisy again. The correlation has gone down because some jobs where you have to be highly intelligent and highly qualified, like a university professor, don't earn as much as, say, airline pilots or barristers or doctors. More's the pity. And there is a correlation. We're getting smaller now, but it's still wildly statistically significant given the size of the study. 0.2 now. Now we're only explaining about 4% of the variation in final income, because, of course, some professors don't get paid as much as barristers. But again, we are able to predict over the whole population that those who had a higher IQ before they left school end up, in general, earning more than those with a lower IQ. There is a relationship. And of course, that relationship is there because IQ predicts educational success, which predicts occupational success, which by and large predicts income. So it's not a straightforward relationship by any means. It's not a one-to-one relationship. But IQ tests do predict future income.